What's going on, guys? We're back. We got a spicy meatball today. All right, let me explain. I posted a just a funny. You got anybody who follows me on Instagram or Facebook knows that I just be posting funny sometimes. So watch this first. So it says me. So what do you want to watch? Her drone footage of Russians getting smoked. All right, it's not. There's no audio. Hold on. All right, that's literally it. And it said, and in the caption it says, "And kids, that's how I met your mother." Right? Just making funnies, but also, staying on topic and theme that the Russian invaders need to be smoked out of this country. Okay, but here's why I wanted to show you guys. I wanted to show you some of the comments that I've gotten on Facebook, specifically Facebook. The top comment is this one. Enough. I will hear no more of this Hebrew nonsense. Now I know like screw the Israelis and the Jews seems like it's a pretty hot topic, right? It's edgy. It's edgy. And how you feel about that is on you. I have my own reservations, even though I got the Star of David tattooed on my shoulder from my grandma who was in the Holocaust. Um, I have my own reservations about what they do as well. But I just found that was interesting because that really doesn't have much to do about what's happening here in Ukraine. So interesting. But, anyways, really what I wanted to show you guys was this: Ukrainians fixed it. 40, 50 reacts. Under that, Ukrainian soldiers fixed it. 22 reacts. Okay, so the reason I wanted to show you guys that is because recently we did or we've done a couple of different recent series. We did 20 days in Mariupol, and then we did 2,000 meters to Andriivka. And in so many of the comments, I've seen people saying like, "How can anybody be on the side of Russia? How does it make any sense after seeing all these war crimes and atrocities happening to the Ukrainian people? How could anybody be on the Russian side?" And in some of the comments, I'm like, you'd be surprised. These are, and I can almost guarantee it, 90% Americans on in these comments right here. Now, I think I don't think I could share their names and like dox them, even though I would love to, because I think that's against terms of service for YouTube. But just wanted you to see that there are a lot of stupid mother effers out there still. People who think, they're being funny or they're edgy or they actually support the terrorist Russian regime. I don't know, but crazy. So, in response to this, I know this is a long intro, but it's kind of, it all plays together. In response to this and some of these haters, we're going to go ahead and watch a compilation of drone footage of Russians getting smoked. And we will start from Magyar's birds. If you have not heard of Magyar's birds, you should. They are one of Magyar is the last name or first or last name of a Ukrainian, I think, who started this unit. And I don't know his full story, but the Magyar's Birds drone team has become extremely effective. So we're gonna watch this. And I got something super cool. Shout out to my boy Marcos. Look what he sent me. It's called a tiny whoop. Tiny whoop. Whoop. Like a hoop. Like a whoop. WHOOP. So it's literally a mini FPV. It's got the camera, comes with a little LiPo battery, and you can fly it around your house. And it's got these guards, so it can bounce around and it can hit the ground and stuff. But we've talked about recently the more modern version of infantry work and assault teams. They will literally keep one of these like in their bag, in their day pack, in their assault bag, in their pockets. This could fit in a cargo pocket. And if they can't find the enemy or they want to do a little really close recon, they can fly this up, whoop, whoop, and then literally just see what's in 20, 30 meters ahead of them. All right, fly it back, boom. Now you know exactly where the enemy positions are. But this is really cool. Shout out to my boy Marcos. I am very stoked to set that up, man. So, all right, 5-minute intro for those of you that hate the intros. Sorry, but not sorry. Let's watch Magyar's birds. I might. They usually play some Ukrainian music. I may have to censor it out for copyright reasons, but we'll see. Wow, that was insane. All right, so in all seriousness, right? Um, these are real people that are dying. You know, most of you guys know at this point that this, if you're looking for a politically correct and non-biased YouTube channel or the person to follow on YouTube who's invested in this war here in Ukraine, this is not the channel. You're not going to find that here. I have lost many friends, including two on my wrist right here, Alfie and Utah. And I've lost many friends to these demons. Okay, so you're not going to find sympathy from me when it comes to this kind of footage. You're not. If you can't handle it, it's too what I completely understand. Go somewhere else. No hard feelings. But I don't want to hear in the comments, wow, laughing at somebody's laughing at people dying. That's how morbid, blah blah blah. Yeah, it is. That's war. I'm sorry, man. I know for a fact I've been in this kind of a position, right, where thank God I did not die, right, but I have ended up with pretty gnarly concussion and got my eggs scrambled pretty good. I can almost guarantee those guys that were trying to take me out were laughing their asses off watching me run around the trench line, right? It's kind of the name of the game here. I was lucky enough not to get caught. These guys weren't. So it is what it is. We're going to continue this. There was something I wanted to show you guys because there's been some really kind of groundbreaking progression with First Corps Azov's drone, long range strike drones. Excuse me. So let's watch this real quick. Make myself smaller. A gnarly glare on the TV on the thing. Hold on. So this is Donetsk City. Okay, so just for a frame of reference here, let's go to Deep State. Donetsk City was taken, I believe, in the beginning of, yeah. So this is this is Deep State map, right? Extremely accurate front line, and just war. It's almost real time updates, right? Purple is territory that Russia took in the 2014 annexation, along with Crimea. Okay, that's the purple or whatever this maroonish color is. The red is what they've taken. It's the 20%, the 19 point something percent that they've taken since the full scale invasion beginning in 2022 February. So Donetsk City is a massive hub for Russian military logistics. It has not been touchable, frankly. There's been some long range strike drones that have been able to get it, like those Molia style fixed wing long range strike drones that can reach it. Now we're able to actually fly FPVs 50. Let's do a quick look. Let's pull out the ruler. Let's do center of Donetsk to right here, 62 kilometers to this part of the front, the gray zone. We're able to get FPVs in here now. So that's a really big deal. Now, with that context, let's go back to this. Oh. Pretty sweet, right? I mean, this was all nighttime, obviously, so you're not getting super clear visuals, but it says night hunt destroys enemy air defense systems. So to me, this is a really big deal because, like I said, Donetsk City has not been able to really be touched, not in this capacity, ever, right? Since the Russians took it in 2014. So like some of the daytime videos that we'll see, the Russians they're completely off guard. They're completely caught off guard because they haven't had to deal with this threat that deep behind enemy lines, right? So they're just walking to and from their supply trucks and loading stuff up. Nobody is even looking to the sky like you would be if you were, 10, 15, 20, even 30 kilometers near the front. Nobody's even looking. So these FPVs are just having a field day. It's like shooting fish in a barrel. Super cool. All right, lastly, we're going to wrap up with one more Magyar's Birds video. In case there was any confusion or any doubt about my seriousness when I post, things like this and how much I care about these kinds of comments. In case there was any confusion, we'll wrap up. See that that red elastic band that's called an S mark or an S march? It's exactly that. It's a elastic band, old school Soviet style tourniquet, right? Right, rather than like your standard cats. I have a tourniquet over here, and I don't right now. Like your cat sixes, cat sevens, your Nipros, your Sams. Those are modern, much more effective tourniquets. These things literally, the Ukrainian military banned them. I'm pretty sure Russia still uses them. But I was just looking at looks. It almost looked like he was tourniqueting his neck, which would just be absurd, right? We make jokes about that, like, "Hey, go put that tourniquet on your neck," because obviously that'll suffocate you, right? But no, it looks like it might have just been strapped to his shoulder for use. Whew. Wow. I mean, there's no doubt that this is heavy stuff. Okay, because I'm willing to say probably 100% of these strikes were kills. You don't get NFPV doesn't get that close to you unless you're literally on the other side of cover, thick cover. Um, like was my scenario, right? So it was just the shockwave that shook me up. I didn't get any of the shrapnel. There's no way FPVs are hitting this close to you and you are surviving. So I wanted to mention this, and then we'll wrap it up. Because I know, because when I've posted videos like this in the past, there's always one or two people who just think I'm an absolute monster for showing this kind of content, right? Which is fair, to each their own. But I urge you to do a little exercise with me, okay? Close your eyes. Now, picture, let's say you're from the United States like I am. Picture you are living in the United States in your hometown, and we've had a neighbor, let's say Canada, has just been an absolute nightmare. Canada's been invading its neighbors for decades, killing innocent people. The Canadian people hate the Canadian government. Okay, and again, this is a for instance, this is a metaphor, but stick with me here. And then one day in 2014, they invade and they take part of the United States. Okay, they like hop into like Michigan and Illinois and let's say like that, right? Okay, now Americans hate the Canadians at this point. They're like these pieces of shit. They came in and raped and murdered and killed children and women and men. Okay. Fast forward to 2022, Canada has put all their forces on the border and full scale invaded the United States of America. Okay. Now, they've been in the United States killing and doing despicable things to civilians, women, babies, children, teens, whatever, for the last 4 years. Okay? Put yourself in that mind space. Now, if these were the invading Canadians, right? Our example are the invading Canadians. If this was them in these videos, would you give a shit? Or would you absolutely love to see that the people who are coming in and raping and murdering and killing Americans, would you love to see them get absolutely annihilated? Yes, you would. Full stop. Okay? Now, that is obviously the exercise was to compare it to how Ukrainians feel here, or people who have been here fighting and lost who they consider to be family here in this war because of an invading country. It's not like Ukraine invaded Russia, right? And then I'm laughing because we're destroying their civilians and their soldiers because we invaded them. No, they came here. They're on Ukrainian land. So that's what you get. Okay. That's all I got, you guys. I hope this was a little bit informative, and I'm sure I will lose some subscribers for this, but I hope I gain more solid ones from it. So I love you guys. We'll see you in the next video.